Next is Waipuna Halswell-Hornby-Riccarton Community Board, Mike Mora. Kia ora, welcome.
Good afternoon, land councillors, staff. It's a pleasure to be here today to join you, and thanks very much for the opportunity to present our submission on climate change strategy, the draft strategy. Think globally, act locally is sort of a key word I think that we need to look at here. And this submission was completed by the Board Submissions Committee under delegated authority by the Board. And I'm it today. The submission is that the Board recognise climate change as an immense challenge facing us at this time. It is a global issue with local impacts, and the Board strongly believe that the challenge will only be effectively met through collaborative partnerships in developing solutions. The Board supports the four goals set out in the strategy. Additionally, the Board anticipates the population of the southwest will increase as residents retreat from the east areas. Therefore, the Board asks that the Council turns its attention to these matters and plans ahead for the relevant infrastructure that will be required over a period of time when that happens. So it's just a heads up on that. The comments, the program building a foundation, partnerships and resourcing. And we know it's not just a local one, it's a government environment, Canterbury, it's a partnership with all local authorities and regional councils and the government. So we know that the Christchurch City Council can't do it all on its own, and nobody's expecting the Christchurch City Council to do it on its own, but we've all got to work together in collaboration to tackle this very, very important issue. And it's not only Aotearoa and New Zealand, of course, it's the rest of the world. Lower emissions transport system. The Board believes that the options for effective and efficient mass transport systems for the Greater Christchurch also area need to be investigated. And the next item is, the next one is Program 10, Sustainable Food System. Other boards have raised this issue as well. But we ask that high quality versatile soils close to the city are protected. This may involve revisiting the district plan, and it may also be looking at the quarry activities as well on our highly productive soils close to the city. In conclusion, the Board requests that the Council considers matters set out in the above relation to the draft Otatahi Christchurch Climate Change Strategy. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank, on behalf of our submissions committee, the staff who help us through our submissions and make it easy for us to pull it all together and come and present to you today in a helpful way. So, thank you.
Lovely, thank you. Now, councillors, Jimmy Chen.
The Hornby area is most business and industrial area. Regarding to the council climate change goal 1 is net zero emission Christchurch, and also program 6, the economic transformation innovation. Council would like to engage with Christchurch NZ and also CCC dealing with those businesses. But as a community board, you are the chair. Have you any idea to engage with those business? How to?
Well, transport's an issue because as I've presented to the council before, 25% of the workforce in Christchurch actually work in our ward. So that's an issue. A lot of transient coming in and out every day to work. So if we were to improve the options for reliable and economically sustainable transport in and out of the area would certainly help meet the goal. Does that answer your question, brother?
Thank you.
Melanie,
Under Program 7, and you've talked about the mass transit, I don't actually, it doesn't even appear to be mentioned actually in our strategy. So do you think that needs to be another bullet point?
It's a low emission transport system, but I think mass transport systems do need to be looked into and considered. As I just said before, 25% of the workforce of the city in our board area, we need to make the toing and froing every day and night as efficient as we possibly can. So mass transit systems, and we did talk about in our submissions committee light rail options and rapid transport on rail. We'd be really encouraging looking at that. And just another point that I'd like to raise is with the closing down of TY Point aluminium smelter, a lot of that energy that's transmitted from that hydro scheme could be put into the electrification of rail, so that rail could be shifted around the country a lot more eco-friendly, in an eco-friendly way, and they would also reduce the workloads and the strain on our roading systems as well. So I think consideration should be given to seeing that Camelco's shut down. What's the best way of actually using that energy, especially when it's close to the source, like i.e. in the South Island?
Yanni?
Yeah, thank you. We've heard a lot of senators obviously raise concern about the closure of the Riccarton bus lounge.
Yes.
And I was just interested in whether your board had considered, for example, having more bus lounges like in places like Hornby.
Absolutely correct, and I think that's something that we certainly do not want to lose what we've got. We want that to be an example of giving a bit of comfort to the public transport users and a bit of confidence in the challenging weather, and for aged and infirm people to be able to shelter out of the elements and enjoy their public transport opportunities. So I think it's absolutely take that on board, Yanni, and think that that's something that should be given consideration. If you want people to use public transport, you've got to make it attractive and comfortable for them. Otherwise, they probably tend to hop in their car and go and park it in a multi-storey car park.
Thank you.
Very good. Look, thank you very much for your submission today, and thank you for responding to the questions that have been put to you.